Don't be an enemy of progress. Doing the most for you to notice me. You're pulling me back, I need focus. You don't seem to understand. Love and trust come hand in hand. Life may not go as we planned. My love don't depend on if you ain't hands-on. I would prefer you straight up, turning friends into strangers. My love don't depend on if you
The way in which we do most things is rooted in colonialism. What do I mean? To what might seem like such an abhorrent statement to some poor, ignorant, and unfortunate souls, not really. I wish I was that oblivious, to be honest. That's such a skill. I mean exactly as I have stated. It stems as deep as the way we garden. In the wild, have you noticed how there are no rows and the bushes run free? But somehow a surplus of food is made from multiple ecosystems, enough to fertilize and plant the floor below it. This is how our ancestors would farm, planting veggies and fruits that boost nutrition within surrounding plants, such as planting beans with corn, and other plants that can act as natural pest repellents, like certain herbs and berries. All of this coherence was possible because they had maximized their method of gardening to such an extent it required minor manual labor. Why? Because they believed in working harmoniously with the earth, something Western civilization realized did not fit in the model of supremacy and capitalism a long time ago. So what happened? Well, in my tribe and in a lot of other indigenous tribes of the world, wealth was not really measured by the money that you were able to accumulate within your lifetime, or in lack of better terms, quick and easy and unstable business ventures. Because whether we want to believe it or not, capitalism and the business within, the way that money is distributed within the system, is absolutely not stable. For the system we currently live in to thrive, someone or something needs to be at a disadvantage. Meaning that only a select few within the world have a surplus of all the wealth, while the rest of us fight amongst ourselves to try to even get a taste of what life will be like with instability. The way of accessing wealth in indigenous communities pre-colonialism was so accessible to the people of that land, it only makes sense to get rid of generations of information and wealth and forcefully dismantling and displacing those in control of that wealth through destabilization. And through destabilization, was it only possible to make indigenous communities virtually reliant to the very systems that dismantled their wealth, health, and abundance. Now, most of us are aware of that very tragic story, but I find it rather fascinating how some cannot realize how still to this day, inevitably, because of the system that has never changed, virtually everything we do is rooted within colonialism. Remember how I said the destabilization of information was one of the major factors as to how the system continues to dismantle us? Well, the system does this by taking away access to information, banning books, or reducing funding in some essential subjects, feeding us the illusion that we do have the free will to learn whatever we want to learn, saturating us with unnecessary information, and bombarding us with billion-dollar research tactics through advertisements, social media, and more. Further separating the people of this world with country internet law bans and extensive surveillance, you start to see just how much free will you actually have in this world and how the very beliefs you might have and believe are keeping, the peace or whatnot are actually very much contributing to that very system. I don't know, like things such as being a centralist, like thinking that, if I don't pick a side, I'll be chill, but by not picking a side, you're remaining complacent within the very things that are making your life miserable. So, I don't know, I just feel like it's much better to at least try to improve the life that you're within instead of just remaining complacent to the very things that ruin your life. But that's just me. Or, I don't know, if you believe in sexism, some form of racism, homophobia, and even transphobia, this all stems from destabilization or a lack of knowledge, actually. So yeah, you have really no reason to be hateful towards minority groups. The very purpose of that is so that we fight amongst ourselves and are virtually remain distracted from, I don't know, our planet being destroyed and all the oil leaks and, you know, everything else that's like actually happening right underneath our noses, but we're too busy fighting within ourselves to be able to realize that there's only one thing that we are all against, and that's the system we're in, which actually has not changed since, I don't know, like the 1800s. So yeah. Pre-colonial times, most of this world saw the importance of diversity within our environments and within the human species themselves way before scientific discoveries were made. Just saying, a lot of other scientific discoveries had already been made, but they weren't valued or seen as credible because they were made by people that were not white. It's been proven time and time again that the earth and the things that reside within that realm of existence thrive in diversity, community, and through each other. We all work symbiotically as one system. Every animal, every tree, and every plant works for us. We're all working for each other. We're all each other's food, you know. So it only makes sense that a system that benefits from the suffering of others will use the diversity within the system against us by making us believe it's something bad or something evil or it's bad to be different, you know, the usual. As a neurodivergent woman, I think it's much easier for me to spot these patterns as I grew up. I was never oblivious to the fact that I was different, not just for being black or a woman. Don't you find it eerie how, you know, autistic people, those that are supposed to be thriving in a system of patterns, are not thriving in the system that we are currently under? Why only a specific type of autistic person is represented throughout the media, one that somehow manages to benefit the system we're under, but also, you know, completely neglect the drawbacks and the other factors of being autistic that make you different to the average person. Not a surprise to find out that that portrayal of autistic people is false, because autistic people are not happy within the system. It's expensive, and it's expensive to be a minority, and minorities earn less too. Dark-skinned women have to work a lot to be seen as desirable, or even as a person within the system. They are, however, still a minority group that earns the least because of systemic and non-systemic challenges, yet they're typically the ones that spend the most in terms of the Western cosmetic world. I wonder why. Because at the end of the day, the standards placed on minority groups are so high because to make it in a world that is literally built against you, you have to dream big, go above and beyond, and spend a ton of money. Being a minority in the system is hard work. It's hard work existing and being a minority in the system. However, time and time again, it's prevalent that those that benefit from the system do not have to work as hard and do not have to dream as big, you know, just for some form of financial and general stability within their lives. Today I'm going to sit with you, obviously, and brain dump to you all how I feel about this and how I believe we can change this, because though it is important to point out the obvious to some, it's also not that obvious to others because of our diverse and different backgrounds. We process and access information completely differently. So my goal is to share the information that I have in a way that is digestible for as many people that reach this channel as possible. I have found that through listening and conversation and oral tradition is the easiest for most people to understand, since it's the style of communication we have learned to adapt so we can survive. It's why we have different communication styles, and so on and so forth. At a young age, it was very apparent to me that the way in which I communicate was unique, because I found myself being able to make adults listen to what they thought of as abstract and unique ideas, but somehow still I was able to captivate them through this. I have a great memory, I think, when it comes to events and other people and important things. and that doesn't include math and some other math-oriented academics, and would often ask extremely nuanced topics, conversations, questions. Those around me considered me, wise for my age. I think it's just because I was an oldest daughter, I don't know. But I never truly understand what that meant until recently. And also, like, the tone in which I speak is also interesting because my accent changes all the time. And, like, I don't know, autistic people things. Within a world where those who notice patterns feel the most uncomfortable, you should probably be worried. But you should also be extremely hopeful because those same people are also minorities. So, like, at the end of the day, they are also being disadvantaged by the system. So they're going to want to, help us change the system to accommodate for everyone else. Minorities have qualities within them that are shunned. But why are you shunned for, I don't know, being decent, being like a good person, like being smart and powerful and like being able to adapt? Because if we were able to use our bodies like an instrument the way that we're supposed to be using them, the way that it's been taught for centuries, pre-colonialism, that we should be using them, and had the knowledge to fully understand and therefore counteract the patterns and systems within our time, those in the 1% would be completely powerless because the system in question keeps itself going through the illusion that, number one, it's normal for us to be miserable. Number two, being different is bad. And number three, you are completely at the mercy of the selflessness of those above you. How generous they are to spend 2 days worth of their pay to a charity for a year. How royal and charming they are. Wow, such selfless beings. Wow, I can't believe them. They're so selfless. We and those that profit from colonialism. And yes, you can be black and still disadvantage those within your community by working and adhering to colonialist standards. Once you start to pander to the very bodies of those who agree that it's okay that their ancestors pillaged, and also call that heritage murdered, displayed, and ridded of millennia of information to their benefit, and to call that heritage is something I don't agree with. And because of that, we're not the same. Like us normal people and the people that profit and benefit from the system are not the same. We have adapted to every shortfall, yet we still bear the very mistakes of the ones above us. Like, for example, you notice how in every recession prices go up. Yeah, even though the people, like the ones fucking up the system that we're in, we're in a recession because of the people that, and they put the you know what, let me not get too critical. It's an obvious fact to people that pay attention, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not here to point out all the bad stuff. I'm here to try and, I don't know, give you hope. Like, this is not supposed to be existential. I'm supposed to be not entertaining, but you're supposed to be liking what you're listening to and watching. So yeah. I'm here to help you better yourself and to see the beauty that lies in front of your eyes. Despite their efforts to, destroy the world that we live in, and destroy the love and destroy the magic of being alive, it's still there. And I can guarantee you that most minorities have probably had at least, or if not more than one, near-death experience, whether from suicide or like something else. Yeah, it's like our bodies know that this current realm and system is behaving in the way that doesn't benefit us, so it like leads us to like try to make us start over. I'm joking. Haha. But we're getting a rise of even like therapists and psychiatrists hating the fact that they know the main factor in most people's lives and the problems that they face stems from their environment and the things that they're around and the things they consume. How are you supposed to tell someone, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with you per se, you're just reacting to your environment? Because like with a lot of people, like a lot of people, their problems usually stem from their environments, like with a lot of people with anxiety that I know, it stemmed from childhood. It stemmed from the way that their parents were to them. Their parents were like that because of the environment they grew up in, and so on and so forth. Now, you're probably like looking at me and you're like, how can you like literally blame everything on the system that we're in? Well, those are all side effects of being within the system. Like things like autism, like a lot of neurodivergent traits, and a lot of things that may be seen as, mental illnesses, probably wouldn't be seen as such in a different like system. Like, for example, with ADHD having, bursts of hyperfixations, or I don't know, it's like, I feel like people that have ADHD would probably be really good at like hunting and stuff, and like combat and stuff like that. I don't know, it just makes sense because people who have ADHD will probably understand what I mean. But like in like the olden days, when we were still cavemen, ADHD traits were usually like within people that would go hunting and like, hunter-gatherers and stuff like that, which I've only come to realize like recently as well, that apparently the whole hunter-gatherer and like, dynamic between men and women is also false. I don't know if I'm gonna like put that in the video and like the proof and whatnot. You can go research it yourself if you want. But yeah, it's recently been discovered that a lot of men would go hunting alone and would catch like smaller prey alone, and women would go hunting in packs, and they would like not just gather, they would hunt, like really, really hunt, like they would bring big prey. I just find that so fascinating that for centuries we have been, I don't know, further pushing this narrative down kids' throats to make them believe that one like sex is superior to another. It's just very interesting because like I've noticed that between men and women we all have the qualities within us, and that's just not putting it down to just gender as well. Like people who are intersex, non-binary people, trans people, we all have qualities within us that are helpful towards our society, so like I feel like it would just be like so much better if we all just stopped fighting and just like listened, like just listen to each other. Like, guys, why don't we just kumbaya? But for real though, like why don't we just kumbaya? Like I feel like everything would just be better if we just like ignored the people on the top and just kumbaya. Like we just kumbaya with each other. I don't know if this lighting is like, is it lighting or is it too bright? Wait, let me. No, it's the outside. The outside light is the one that's too bright for my eyeballs. But yeah. Anyways, this video is kind of an incoherent like mess. Because I was gonna do like a vlog thing, but I took so much footage, I don't know, I couldn't be bothered to edit all of it into like a vlog thing, so then I just decided to put it within this video as well. Like I hope you like that, like nature and stuff. Yeah, this is like the section where I just like brain dump. So like as I was saying, I feel like if we as a society just decided to, I don't know, like first of all, better yourself, because you can't better the environment around you if you don't better yourself first. So that starts with looking at your goals, looking at your ideas, looking at where your pros and cons are, so you know how you can be helpful towards yourself and the people around you. Things like that. And like we can start small as well, because honestly, the world that we're in right now, I feel like the reason why people like 2015 to 2014 so much is because we were so much more communal. It's like humanity just decided to forget about everything and just like focus on each other. Like, yeah, like 2016 as well. 2016 was like a good summer, but that was not a good year. I don't know if it's the nostalgia that people have, thinking that, oh my god, 2016 was such a good year. No, it wasn't. Like, it wasn't a good year. But whatever, but essentially what I'm trying to get at is that we can't really demand change and ask for change if we're still perpetuating the very things that are upholding this system. Like, if you want us to be free of the shackles of capitalism, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to stop being sexist and like homophobic, because like even as a joke you're upholding that system. Like, do you think capitalism cares if it's a joke? Someone's gonna hear, and they're not gonna think you're joking. They're gonna think you're being serious, and then they're gonna like believe that. There's a lot of people that like don't have their own brains. I don't know how, like, it's like, I don't know if they don't have their own brains, but like they don't even it's like they just soak up the wrong things. Like, it's just sheep mentality. Like, they don't think for themselves. If they're in a bad environment, they're gonna act as bad. It's like they are scared of being decent. I don't know. It's concerning. We need to help these people, because how? Like, and also that quality is a good thing. Like, imagine being able to just soak up all the information around you. We could use that for something good. Instead, you're deciding to be a sheep. Anyways, let me not be a hater. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm being too much of a hater right now. I'm supposed to be positive, but yeah. In this world, sometimes you have to be a hater, because like people they're just people, they just people, and peopling is just, sometimes it's too much for me. Like, when I see peopling, it's generally too much. But essentially, yes, let's get back to the topic at hand. What I was going on about was that, like, the system that we're in has made the good qualities within us seem like disadvantages, because it's built itself in such a way that it basically deprives us of being able to hone our skills continuously, and that leaves us at the mercy of the system that we're in, just like the people on top. However, because we suffer all of the problems that they put on us, we are more adapted to the changes. It's like a little virus, you know how like when you give it, like, if you take too much, antibiotics, like sometimes you can build, like the viruses can build an immunity to the antibiotics and then like stay, because they're just so strong. Yeah, we're like that. So like, what does that mean? It means that like we virtually have more power. Like, in terms of us as people, we have more power. Like, as a people, we have more power. Together, we have more power. Like, we don't have more power money-wise, but if we were to start, like, if everyone collectively one day just decided to join in a union and we all just never went to work, like, what do you think is gonna happen? Nothing's gonna happen, because they're just gonna like increase rent. They're just gonna increase rent so that you have to go to work or you'll die. That's what's happened. Like, the system is literally, we have to pay for food that's free. We have to pay for water that's free. Everything is free in this world, guys. We're the ones making it not free, or they're the ones not making it free, because it's literally free. Like, if you were to go live in a jungle right now, you could do that. Problem is, you just don't have Wi-Fi and like electricity. But that's what I'm saying. Like, why can't I don't know, man. Maybe I should like join a commune and like live in a desert or something. I don't know, because this existing thing is getting too much. Like, it's just so much work and maintenance, and for you to like some people don't have dreams. Like, I have dreams, but like, imagine the people that don't have dreams, because some people don't have dreams, so like, they're just supposed to do stuff that they don't even like. Some people just want to exist. Some people were brought into this world to just exist. Like, sometimes people just want to exist, but we can't do that, because to exist we have to pay, and to pay we have to have a job, and to have a job you have to have a job that you like doing, and some people don't like any jobs, so what are they supposed to do? You know, get up and do it. But like, why are we so mean? Like, why is it such a get up and go work type of environment? Like, why are we like this? Like, we really don't have to be like that, like, at all. We don't have to grind all the time. Sorry to the bros, but you don't have to do that all the time. Sometimes it's okay to just chill, but unfortunately the system we're in has made that virtually impossible, because we're always working for them. Like, when you're scrolling through TikTok, you're scrolling, right? And like, you're wasting your time. All that scrolling is money. Like, and ironically, you're scrolling and someone's getting money, and the app's getting money. Yeah, the creator's getting like less than 1% of that money, but someone's getting money for you scrolling, and that's distributed towards TikTok or like Instagram. Like, social media in and of itself is like proof of how we are being used to generate profit for the people on top, and made to believe that they're actually working for us. Meanwhile, they don't even give a shit. Anyways, let me not gonna bender again. But yes, I don't know. I feel like if you like are able to work in yourself, to look at your past traumas, to see where you're at fault, and to create healthy patterns within your brain, it will be much easier for you to navigate yourself throughout this world, and not have to rely purely on, you know, capitalism. You can rely on the thing that's free, which is the resources that are given to you by the earth. You know, there's a lot that we don't know, and we act like we do know, but we don't. Like, did you know that the earth has, well, obviously everything on this planet has a vibration to it, but did you know like the earth has like a sonar vibration that actually like at some time in July started glitching? It started glitching, and it was going, I don't know if I can find it and like put in the video, pardon me, but yeah, like, we have like a weird like vibrationally tuned to the earth. Yeah. So what makes you think that like your surroundings, the vibration that you're surrounding yourself with, won't be absorbed into you? Like, think of yourself as like a mushroom. Like, if you're a mushroom fungus thingy, you know, and another mushroom goes next to you, what happens? The mushrooms like merge. They become like a hybrid mushroom. Like, they spread, the fungus spreads, but like they also conjoin. I don't know. Some people will know what I mean. I know someone who'll know what this means, but yeah, like, if you know anything about fungus, you'll know that like very sponge-like, you know, and you're like that sponge. So if you want to improve yourself and improve the information that you consume, don't rely on what you were given. Seek it out yourself. Okay, like, don't go and watch the news. Go seek your own information. Do things for yourself, because relying on the people that are virtually working against you so that they can earn a profit is probably not the best idea. Anyways, I love you guys. So, yeah.